Hello. Today I'm going to share with you something I wish I knew before I moved to the countryside. About 12 years ago, I quit my job, left England, and moved to the French countryside to start a new life. You might be curious why. It was because of my childhood. I was brought up by my grandparents in the mountains of China after my mother had a serious accident at work. Over 50 years ago, life there was tough. There was no electricity. Water was fetched from a stream a kilometers away. But for me, those were the happiest days. I spent my time playing with little hands, climbing trees to eat fresh fruit like plum, loquat, and sitting in a vegetable garden to eat tomato and cucumber. Despite the hardship, the mountains feel like home. But I was told from a young age to escape country life. And the only path was to study hard, get a degree, and find a good job in cities. I did just that. Well, even as I achieved my dreams, my life was full of stress and non-stop worries. My heart longed for the simplicity of the mountains. When I met my husband, he shared the same dream. We knew it was time to move to a simple and peaceful country life. So we moved to the countryside in France. Over the past 12 years, I have learned three invaluable lessons about what truly matters in life. I love to share with you now. Lesson 1 is about setting realistic expectations. When you imagine country life, what comes to your mind? Is it calm, peaceful, quiet, and full of joy? Perhaps you may see fresh vegetables and fruits, lovely animals, and beautiful flowers. Maybe even hard work, but the enjoyable kind. Yes, country life can offer you all of these things, but like anything in life, it has two sides. It's easy to focus on the ideal image but overlook the challenges. Living peacefully in the countryside means building good relationship with nature, with animals, with people around you, and most importantly, with yourself. We are never truly alone. We can avoid some people, but we can never escape ourselves or ignore our environment. A peaceful life comes from a peaceful mind, and that comes from nurturing good relationships. When we first move here, we face a mountain of work, renovating the house, tending the garden, navigating the French bureaucracy for things like health insurance and taxes. I was busy growing my business and left too much to my husband, which put a strain on our relationship. We work hard to maintain our connections, but not every couple is so lucky. I have seen dreams of country life fall apart because of broken relationships. So, if you consider a move to countryside, take a moment to reflect. What are your expectations? Are they realistic? Remember, a fulfilling life, it's more than just the scenery. It is about the relationships you cultivate along the way. Lesson 2 is about understanding what truly brings you security and fulfillment. For the longest time, I believed that career success was the key to these feelings. Even after moving to the countryside, I was determined not to give up my career. I continued to work as a team management consultant and coach, and connecting clients online. Back then, Skype was my only tool. Despite the challenges, I received a number of offers to grow my business. Some offers were enticing in terms of money and recognition, but they required me to live and work in big cities for months, even for years. I was torn. I wish I could split into two. What would you have done in my situation? In the end, I followed my heart and turned down those offers, even though it meant struggling to find clients online. A few years later, people who knew me well began to compare me with others. They'd say, "You would have been so much more successful if you hadn't moved to the countryside." On my bad days, I started to believe them. What if I was left behind? What if it was too late to catch up? The insecurity and the lack of fulfillment was overwhelming. I realized anyone who moves to the countryside might face similar challenges. How can you prepare for this? I began to coach myself with some tough questions. What is success? Who defines it? Do I really want to live by someone else's standards? What brings me true security and fulfillment? Who am I at my core? Through this process, I realized I was already successful. I was with the man I love, living the country life I'd always dreamed of, doing work that I was passionate about. Most importantly, I had discovered who I truly am. So, success is defined by you, not by anyone else. True security and fulfillment don't necessarily come from career success, money, fame, or any external achievement. They come from within. The power within not only brings us true security and fulfillment, but also sets us free. And you have that power within you too. Lesson 3 is about what makes you happy. I used to be a result-oriented person. I believed that happiness came from achieving my goals. But that happiness was always short-lived, lasting just a few minutes, maybe a couple of days. When I didn't achieve my goals, I was left feeling disappointed. The process of striving for the next one became increasingly painful. It's impossible to achieve goals all the time, since goals takes time. Most of my life was spent in a state of dissatisfaction. Since I moved to the countryside, something changed. The beauty of nature awakens memories of my childhood in the mountains with my grandparents. Simple moments. Standing under a tree to eat fruit. Watching a robin share the geese food. Listening to a bird sing on my chimney. Even the sound of heavy rain. These moments filled me with joy. So, what makes you truly happy? One summer night at 10:30, I saw the sky light up in colors with a beautiful face appearing at the end of my field. It was a miracle, and I was so touched that I couldn't hold back my tears. I finally realized that happiness lies in the moments. Life is made up of these moments. If we only find joy when we achieve our goals, we miss out on most of our life, and then it becomes a miserable experience. But you don't have to move to a countryside to find these beautiful moments. You can create right where you are. You don't have to agree with me, but I invite you to give it a try. Be mindful, live in the moment, and find the answer for yourself. Just like I am making dumpling now. In China, making dumpling is a teamwork for the whole family. I still remember when I was a kid. On every Sunday morning, my mother and father and me, we sit together to make dumplings. It took us a few hours to make them, but those hours were filled with love and joy. Even though my parents all passed away now, their love still alive with me. I'm making dumpling on my own now, but I feel my parents are with me. Their love are still alive in my heart. Now I send my love and joy to you. Thank you for watching me. Hopefully to see you next time.